Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II. I figured I'd show off the world map. And it shows your location on that world map as well. But I don't need the world map because I already know where I'm going. And we're here back in Leonport. Same area I started off the last episode with, but today we're going to head toward a new town to get that water flying cloth. Yeah, that water flying cloth is something I should have gotten before fighting that Mace Master at the end of the last episode. Oh well. To get to that new town, you want to sail south of the Dragon's Horn Towers, where we got that Dude's Yarn, and just sail along the continent here until you reach a river. I also did some gold grinding off screen, not that much. Not enough to get that Shield of Strength, unfortunately. And you can see the repels aren't working. I guess the game thinks I'm underleveled, but not underprepared. Yeah, if you want to do level grinding, you can just fight the metal slimes around the Moonbrook area. Enemies there are easy, so it's not that difficult. Ah, damn it, speaking of difficult, navigating through this damn rivers is pretty difficult. But it gives me a good chance to show off two new enemies, Sorcerer, Hunter. These hunters, they have no immunity to sleep, so that's what you want to do. Just put them to sleep. And the magician, the sorcerer, yeah, he's weak to Stannis Elemental, so you can pretty much kill him with one hit. Well, almost all enemies in this game are weak to Stannis Elemental. And there goes the hunters. Yeah, those guys can hit like a truck, so yeah, you definitely want to put them to sleep. And you get back in the ship. Now I just have to sail through these narrow-ass Final Fantasy 13-esque corridors here. Well, actually, no, it's nothing like Final Fantasy 13. This game actually gives you the option of going, right or left. Here we have a new enemy, the Puppet Man. Same thing as the Mud Man, they just have more HP. They still do the strange jig there to steal your MP, but I'm not that worried about that. Of course, you want to put that hunter to sleep. These Mudmen are pretty resistant to all magic attacks and status effects, so yeah, just basically use physical attacks on these guys. Well, not until I get Firebane from Tyrion. I think he learns that at level 17 or 18. And now this hunter is pretty much death fodder now. I just want to heal up Arya before taking out this hunter. Got him. 69 damage. Sick minds. Yeah, just more hunters. Put them to sleep. More magicians. Just kill them in one hit. Just be careful around the southern area of this town here, which is where we want to go. There's enemies called Hippobangos. Just put them to sleep as well. And this is the Village of Tuhn, or Tuhn. Don Mahoney. Water flying clothes. Why do they call it the water flying clothes? You don't fly in the water, and you don't swim in the sky. What's the deal? And what's the deal with Ovaltine? The can is round, they should call it Roundtine. That's gold, Jerry. Gold! Nah, I'm just kidding. As a matter of fact, I want to check here. This is an area that I would put something, but yeah, I guess the game designers didn't think of that. Anyways, enough joking aside. This is the weapon shop, and they have a new weapon, but I'm not going to buy it. But it's called the Falcon Sword. It hits twice per round, but it's pretty weak, so I wouldn't bother with it until you're at higher levels. Then I still wouldn't bother with it. Shield of Strength is the one thing I do want to get, but unfortunately I don't have enough gold. So I'm going to have to do more gold grinding. And this is the area where you want to use that Watergate key. Be sure you have that in your inventory. And also the Magic Loom and the Dude's Yarn as well. Yeah, we can't get to the Tower of Moon until we use the Watergate key here. Well, obviously, I guess he's not drinking water, I assume. something a little bit harder than water. Anyways, you want to talk to this guy. This is Don Mahoney or Don Perignon or Don Corneo. Or, I don't know, whatever Don name that these Square Enix games gives their characters. There's always one Don in every game. But anyways, what you want to do is you want to save your game and reset, and then you come back, and then he'll give you the water flying clothes. I guess this is a reference to an NPC pretending to be walking and repeating the same thing. I thought this was the grandfather. No, I guess not. Open the water gate. Yeah, if you do that, then something happens, and then you can get to the next area. And I think that Gina, her drunken husband, is somewhere up there, but I'm not gonna bother. He doesn't give you any items or anything, so who cares? What you really want to do is use the water gate key here. Use the water gate key, something happens, and then you can get to the next area, which is the Tower of the Moon. Yeah, there was actually some desert, something crap blocking that area. What the hell, I'll show it off. Yeah, you see right there, now it's blocked. It was desert before, but yeah, now we can sail there with the ship. Now I'm looking like an idiot. I'm actually pointing on a screen, like you could actually see it. We got some easy enemies, sorcerers. I think they could cast like Firebane or something. I don't know. I've never seen them cast anything because they really don't live long enough for me to find out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna save and reload my game, and then I'll meet you back around the river edges. We're back around that river edge, but now we want to head toward the east, to the other river I was talking about at the beginning of the last episode. Yeah, we couldn't have gone anywhere here before because it would have been blocked off by land. Now across to another Final Fantasy 13-esque narrow corridor. Yeah, we have a new enemy. I think these are new enemies. I don't think I showed these guys off. Ghouls. Bit stronger version of the zombies. They're just ghouls. And I think they can cast around on your party. They have sweet breath. They don't really do that much damage, so I'm not really worried about it. Now Stannis has 69 HP. Sick minds, sick minds. The sick mind of minds. Anyways, yeah, just use physical attacks against these guys. Could use Infernos, but nah. Who cares now? They're almost dead. Now just, damn it, don't do that. Just baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. There we go. Now this serves as sort of a shortcut to the town. And there's the Tower of the Moon to the south there. And here we have some new enemies: the Gold Orcs, the Hippobangos, Hunters we fought before. Hunters, I'll take him out with one hit. And those Gold Orcs or the Hippobangos, you definitely want to put those guys to sleep. All three of these enemies have little to no resistance to sleep, so they're not really that tough if you put them to sleep. If you don't put them to sleep, then, well, yeah, of course, they'll hit like trucks. I think the Hippobangos can call more Hippobangos. They can also cast, I think, defense or something on your party, but I really don't know, because I always put them to sleep. That's one of the reasons why I gave Arya all those agility seeds, so yeah, because around this part of the game and later, you're really going to want to put a lot of enemies to sleep. That's why I gave Arya all the agility seeds so she can go first. Yeah, you dropped the treasure chest. Chainmail, really? Come on, that's a joke. Yeah, we have two more Hunters and Hippobango. Stannis can one-shot the Hippobangos, especially with the light sword equipped. Not that worried about those guys. These two jerks, just put them to sleep. If there were two Hippobangos and one Hunter, I'd put the Hippobangos to sleep. Whatever there are more enemies of, obviously. Yeah, I'm not really worried about most of the monsters around this area, because yeah, I guess they all have sleep disorder around this area. Yeah, Hunter dropped a treasure chest. Oh, an iron spear. Oh, well, the Tyrion, now you can use your iron spear now. I was too lazy to gold grind for it before. Oh, well. Yeah, just something to sell. Help to my Shield of Strength fund. Now we want to head back to the Don Mahoney or Don Perignon guy, whatever, and get the Water Flying Cloth. Also, what the Water Flying Cloth does, it protects against magic attacks by 50%, so that's pretty useful. Also, you know, more defense. And unfortunately, you can't get 2 Water Flying Cloths in this version. Now, yeah, that bug has been fixed, so yeah, don't worry about it. Don't bother trying to do it. Yeah, I could give it to Tyrion, but yeah, I'm just give it to Arya because she's more important right now. Sorry, Tyrion. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't fit an imp or a dwarf anyways. Aww. And actually now I gotta think of the next area when I'm gonna head to. Now I'll probably head to Hamlin. I'll probably sail there off screen, and yeah, we'll get our second crest of the game. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I did some gold grinding and got some levels for it too, so I actually finally got that Shield of Strength for Tyrion. Just to get him some extra defense, because he's gonna need it. Yeah, unfortunately Arya can't equip the Shield of Strength, but you know, she can still use it as an item in battle to cast Heal More. As for everybody else as well. And now since we have the golden key, we can open up this door. Could have came here before, but yeah, what the hell. I'm doing it now, alright? Yeah, those 2 jerks. Kiki! Yeah, they're holding a crest, but I'm gonna talk to this old man first. Alright, that's nice to know. I already know where it is, so don't worry about it, old man. Anyway, there's a crest in this area, and yeah, I'll see if I have. Do I even have the? Yeah, I have the echoing flute. Thought I threw it in the vault. And you could throw that Watergate key in the vault as well. I'll probably do that off screen. Yeah, you can see it echoes. That means there's a crest here. Yay. How to get that crest? Yeah, you have to have the jailer's key as well to come here. Get through this area. And we can fight 2, I guess, boss battles against the Oswargs. They're not really that tough. Not as tough as that Mace Master. Because these jerks, they have no resistance to sleep, so you can do that. Unfortunately, the game designers are game jerk and put them in 2 separate groups. But it doesn't matter anyways, because, well, the other Oswarg is dead. This pinhead's asleep, so and use that Shield of Strength in battle. I figured I'd show that off. Let's heal up Stannis. Hopefully he doesn't kill them. Yeah, there we go. And that's how it's used use it in battle. Free Heal More spell. And there goes the Oswarg. Yeah, good job, Arya. You took him out. Come on, Oswarg. You're pretty weak. You lost. You let Arya kill you. Also, if you search here, you get the Water Crest. We get our second crest of the game, and next time on Let's Play Dragon Quest II, we head toward the lighthouse. That's that area where the Dragon Lord's not-so-great grandson told us to go quite a few episodes ago. That's south of where Catelyn used to be in old Alefgard. And I'll probably meet you around Tantigal Castle to get that third crest. And here's a map of the entire world of Dragon Warrior 2. This map, I believe, came with the NES game back in the late 80s. I think the whole entire world area is called Torland. Yeah, it's not Westeros. Although there are 7 kingdoms in this game. Well, if you count Charlotte Castle. Yeah, I just count all the castle areas as a kingdom. It's like Hargon's Castle. But anyways, next time we'll take on the lighthouse, which is south of Alefgard. I'll probably be spending an entire episode there. The random encounters in that area can get quite ridiculous. And then after that, we'll head to the Tower of the Moon. Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II. And as you look in the status menu, I only have 1 crest. Yeah, I forgot to save my state after getting the Water Crest in Hamlin, so yeah, I'll just do that off screen. So in the next episode, I'll have 3 crests. The one I'll be getting here in the lighthouse, and the one in Hamlin. I'm going to just show off my stats. And yeah, also, I don't think I mentioned, Tyrion learned Step Guard at level 17. A little bit too late now. So probably now I'll get that Wizard's Ring all the way back in Tuhn. Or I might forget again. But anyways, the lighthouse is toward the south of the Alefgard continent. As the Dragon Lord's not-so-great-grandson said a few episodes ago. Yeah, I thought Crest was a toothpaste. Where could such a thing be? Well, it's not down there where you're at, buddy. You're gonna have to come up here and explore. Quit being a coward. Yeah, that area to the left there, just a dead end. Basically what I want to do here is sort of circle around the outer edges of this tower. Well, the first floor of this tower. And here we have some demi-ghosts. They all suck. I really don't care. Goodbye, demi-ghosts. Die. More 69 damage. What you want to do is, this first floor here, you want to walk around in sort of a spiral. And most of the enemies here, the same enemies you fought in Charlotte Castle for the most part. On this floor, Gorgons, Enchanters. Same strategy for the Gorgons as in Charlotte Castle. Just cast defense on them and just pick away. And you can cast around and don't really care. They're just delaying the inevitable. Die. Yeah, just more annoying Gorgons and Sorcerers. The random encounters are being pretty nice to me today. Here we have 4 Gorgons, same thing, just cast defense. It's like that sound, like it's like that same sound when your cell phone has a low battery. These guys don't do any damage anyway, so yeah, I could use Infernos, but why bother? That's why I got all the best equipment and armor just to make this area a little bit easier. I don't want to have these battles lasting too long. And see these pitfalls here? They're not really pitfalls. You can just walk over them. I guess they're just asshole traps for people who's first playing this game. You would think it was a pitfall, and you'd probably go around and get lost here forever. But I already know where to go. This defense on these fools. Mummy men, they can be one-shotted. Goodbye, mummy men. Surround is more annoying than it is lethal. Basically just mash the attack button until they die. I got one down. Come on, quit missing. Look at that, Arya has to do your work for you, Tyrion. There's more mummy men, Gorgons. And this area here is where you want to go to. That staircase, just a dead end. But you want to head up here and grab this treasure chest. Not before encountering another random encounter. Mummy Man, Saber Tiger. Pretty easy. Saber Tigers, I think they only have about 25 HP. Even with the Edric Sword, you can take out a Saber Tiger in one hit. So they're really not that tough, even if you don't have the light sword. And we found the mummy's clothes. I'm not gonna wear that. 501 gold. Couldn't give us a clean even number, huh? Had to give us like 501. That staircase, dead end. Don't bother. This staircase, dead end. Don't bother. You want to take this staircase. And once again, these aren't pitfalls. They're just fool's facades. Here we have a new enemy, the Undead. But I just want to take out that Saber Tiger first, because he can hit twice per round. Those Undead are vulnerable to sleep. Although they're also vulnerable to Stannis Elemental and Tyrion Elemental. Not too much to be worried about. And yeah, you can just walk over these so-called pitfalls. Alright, we have an Undead Saber Tiger. Just take out the Saber Tigers. Arya, you can just do some Mickey Mouse damage to that Undead with the Hargon logo on his shield. That's kind of a weird stance. It looks like he's sliding at the home plate or something. Or he has like severe back problems. Guess that's why it looks like he's like stretching his arms. Alright, Tyrion rose to level 18. I think you learned Firebane at this level. Crappy stat gains, but yeah, we do learn Firebane. Yeah, so now these enemies are going to be even more easier. And you want to head up this staircase, but there's something else I want to do. There's an NPC all the way at the top of the tower I'm going to talk to. Yeah, you're going to need the silver key to open this door. And you want to head all the way up to the top of the tower. I'll probably just edit out me going back down these flights of stairs. This place almost has many floors as the Pharos Light Tower in Final Fantasy XII. Well, I think all RPGs have some sort of a tower, 60-something floor nonsense. Yeah, you just gave up, huh? You just sat on the tower, whatever. Here we have a new enemies for this area, Dragonflies. And these guys are going to be my guinea pigs for Firebane. It doesn't matter what Arya does. You can just attack if you want. Firebane does about 50 to 60 damage to all enemies. Period, not just a group. It's very powerful, especially against living things. Alright, I just edited out me backtracking back down all those flights of stairs. Nothing really interesting happened on my way down. Just cast Firebane on these mummies. Goodbye, mummies. Gone. I did 64 damage. I thought it did about 50 to 60. And now we want to head up these stairs. I was looking at a map here. Yeah, I think that just leads to a dead end. You want to grab this chest. Get 734 gold. I think in the NES version you get like lot less gold. The chests in the NES game are cheap, like the ones in Final Fantasy XII. Open up a chest, get like 2 gold or 2 gil. What a fucking waste. Just like this dragonfly. Just one of those, yeah, take care of those. Yeah, I think up there, yeah, this leads to nowhere. Yeah, down there, just leads to the end, beginning of the tower. You don't want to drop down the tower. Alright, we have a new group of enemies, magic ants. I don't know why these guys are here. Gremlins, we fought them before in Leonport, but they're not as tough as those ones in Leonport. Yeah, because the boss, quote-unquote boss type enemies in this version are a bit harder than their regular counterparts. As you see there, I just one-shotted that gremlin. Firebane will just pretty much wipe out the rest of the enemies here. Yeah, you can just spam Firebane and you'll be fine. Nowhere to go but down. Yeah, I just came here to get this Acorn of Life. I might give that to Tyrion or Arya. Yeah, I'll decide that off screen. Now we're gonna do a little bit more backtracking now. Yeah, I just came all that way for the Acorn of Life. Oh, I think it's worth it. Gremlins, undead, Firebane, you guys are already dead. Just attack, whatever. Yeah, I could use the Staff of Thunder as an item. I think it does about 30 damage, something like that. Oh wow, that undead stayed alive, huh? Not for long. Alright, now we want to head back down. Yeah, this did lead to a dead end. That place down there just led to that Acorn of Life. Man, I was reading my map wrong. That staircase, that's the dead end. So, sorry about that. Yeah, now you want to careen around here without falling over. Do the same thing here. Just hate moving one half a space at a time. Pretty damn annoying. And you're gonna need a silver key to open up this door. Down there, dead end. Don't worry about it. You want to go up here and just again careen over the edge here. Oh, they didn't see me. Well, I could flee, but why? Just easy experience. Firebane. You can just cast defense if you want to. I don't care. Arya can sit around and do the dance of joy for Meepos if she wants to. I don't care. Yeah, Firebane just pwns all the enemies in this area. The dance of joy I'm talking about from Perfect Strangers, not Ren and Stimpy. That's happy, happy joy, joy. Man's gonna have to heal up here. Didn't have enough time to use the Shield of Strength. Stannis killed the enemy too fast. Yeah, there's a gremlin. Yeah, you want to follow this guy. Yeah, where'd he go? Ho, ho, ho! Yeah, alright there, Bugenhagen. Yeah, you want to follow this guy. And he's gonna lead us to the crest. No, I'm not talking about the toothpaste. And you want to head down these stairs here without falling over. Kind of like the background, the backdrop area. And now it's just a straight path to where we need to go. Yeah, just more Firebane for the undead. Annoying random encounters. More annoying random encounters. Wow, they really beefed it up around this floor. Now I just want to... Come on. I want to heal up before opening up that chest. Which I was going to say. Annoying dragonflies. Wow, max MP increased by 13. Huh. Yeah, now I want to heal up. Well, there's sort of a boss battle here. Not really a boss. We're just going to destroy these guys with Firebane. Burn them all, Tyrion. Burn them all! And now you want to open up this chest. It's empty. It's a trap! Well, you know what they say. There's nothing more dangerous than a cornered fox. And we get to fight 4 gremlins. And luckily the game put them all in the same group. Oh, Stannis probably killed one of them guys. I should have used Firebane. Doesn't matter. Yeah, these guys, they can be easily put to sleep. So pretty much all these guys are pretty much death fodder for Tyrion's Firebane now. We're gonna feed these gremlins some Firebane after midnight. Dunk them in some hell water. Right in direct sunlight. Burn them all, Tyrion. Burn them all! Well, burn one of them. And for defeating those gremlins, we get the Star Crest. Alright, I'm gonna end the episode here. And in between episodes, I'm gonna go back to Hamlin to get the Water Crest again. And then I'll meet you in the area around Osterfair to get the 4th crest. Next time on Let's Play Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest II.